Well, Mama V, good morning. How are
Well,
you?
good
I love your
morning,
red. It's
okay.
a special event for you.
No, not really. I was going to do like a brown or, I saw the red. I was like, okay, I mean, it's a Tuesday. Let me wear the red. It would cheer me up. So,
Red Tuesday it is.
yeah. Yeah, that sounds cool. Red Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We used to do Red Friday, remember?
we did.
Yeah. Not
Really?
us.
Only when we're protesting.
Not,
RTI.
yeah, exactly. I mean, when was the last time you had a Red Friday?
Oh, you mean
Occupy
yes, when
Ghana.
we were Occupy Ghana. Okay.
When we were
RTI.
occupying everywhere.
I remember now.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you guys are good?
Yeah, we're cool.
Yes, we're fine.
Yeah.
I could have done with a bit more sleep, but this is the hand I have been dealt.
What did you do overnight that you didn't sleep?
I was mopping up tons of water that came out of a burst tank.
Okay.
For real?
Floods.
Oh,
You've been
okay, so-
associated with floods and water throughout the last.
Did you
24
guys
hours, so.
notice that a lot of
I have
places
been
didn't
associated
have
with
electricity yesterday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lots of places
Yes.
actually.
Yes, my place. Yeah.
Yeah?
It's normal.
Is it?
I think
I
so.
thought the 12 days. Do we still have power challenges really? That's my question this morning. What's going on? Who should we be asking?
I think having a dose once in a while is not bad.
Really?
It's not bad
Really?
for what? It's not bad then. It's good.
Well, maybe we'll find some answers in the newspapers somehow.
No,
Time
there's
for us to do the news.
There's nothing on power there.
Thank you for joining us. If you missed the news, don't worry, we're on to the newspaper headlines, so we'll just fill you in. Except that more heartbreaking stories. Yesterday, we followed the story of the military couple who were swept away in that flood at Ajekojo, on the Tema motorway. But their pictures are in the newspapers today. More stories on them. So let's begin. I've got the Daily Graphic newspaper. Shall we start?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Front page of the Daily Graphic. Ghana makes progress, leads pack of fastest growing economies. Also, we don't cheat pensioners. SNIT making a really strong claim there, meeting journalists last Saturday and explaining matters, even as they have some disagreements with the TUC. Government tackles flooding with 197 million Ghana cedis. 4 bodies retrieved after floods. They include military persons, and 2 of them making the front page. Pictures of them, the late WO2 Sarah Kwaji and the late WO2 Jabesh Arthur. That's the couple. Back page of the paper. Samira Baumia donates books to schools in Volta region. Fishers happy over reopening of Densu Delta for fishing. In the center spread, there's a special focus. VRA starts implementation of Palugu multi-purpose dam. All of it in the center spread of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Let me do the finder. Front page, NDC started NHIA all-time deal in 2012. Traditional rulers have critical role in government according to the Asantehene. Drone technology for crop diagnostics and precision spraying begins. And DC farmer in a brawl over killing of 42 cows. Okay, by way of headlines, that will be it for the Finder newspaper. You two will do the rest.
Okay, I have the Statesman, the Daily Guide, and the Dispatch. So the Daily Statesman has these. Banner headline, he deserves 6 years. And you might have thought on first glance that that was some story about a prison sentence, but no. Is the Techiman chief applauding the president and calling for a change in our constitution.
More accolades.
Yes, so that the president can actually be in office for 6 years rather than for the very tall Osiajeyo Ikumfiamia IV saying that. All right, Sunday flood kills 2 soldiers. NADMO warns against driving through waters. That's also on the front page. You've got the pictures of Staff Sergeant Jabez and Warrant Officer Kwaji, who unfortunately lost their lives when it rained on Sunday. Togolese Sherpone mercenary for court today. That's also a story you'll find details of on page 2. Right, Daily Guide next. And President ends Bono East tour. Pictures on page 6. 2 soldiers and others die in Accra floods. That's from yesterday. Exonerated Anas boy murder suspect still in cell. So you recall on Friday there was this massive picture of a young man emblazoned across the front page of the Daily
Did you
Guide.
embarrass him?
Who?
Oh, they said it was a mistake, wasn't it?
Apparently, but they are still putting up his picture. The following day they came out and said, oh, it was a mistake, mistaken identity. They still put the poor man's picture there. Today they've done it again. So I wonder whether they understand how indeed these stories can damage the reputation of someone.
Because to find somebody.
Just because someone has been arrested or picked up by the police doesn't make them guilty. Court awards 1.5 million Ghana cedis against ex-NDC MP for defamation. Ibrahim Day winning that one.
That's a big one.
Sorry, against him. So
Alaji.
Right. Drones for farming takes off. That's also on the on page 6. Back page. Fergie joins.
One drone.
Pardon?
Is it one farm, one drone?
That'd be nice.
You heard that from somewhere? Is that part of a policy?
That's a policy
He has
he's
a lot
proposing.
of information when it comes to deployment of technology these days.
I do.
By government. Yeah.
I do.
One farm, one drone.
This is actually a new one to me.
How is that?
But I do know that drones can be used very effectively for farming. We attended an event in Toulouse. Airbus organized this event where they briefed journalists on what aero technology can do for development. And farming is one of those unique areas where a drone can gather enough information to help the specialists to analyze the soil, tell you where the best places to grow certain crops, and all of that technology can be mounted into a small drone, flown across acres of land to tell you the best places to grow which crops. Apart from that analysis, you can also monitor. If you've given free fertilizer to farmers, you can monitor to see that they are actually using all of it, or free seedlings or whatever. Okay. So yes, these are the ways in which
I told you.
technology can be used. No, I don't know about what Ghana is doing. I'm telling you that these are the ways in which technology can be used to enhance agriculture. But this particular announcement is something that I'm learning of
drones
for the first time.
Abaze.
For farming.
Okay.
Drones for farming.
All right.
Back page. Fergie joins Man United to face Barcelona. Tiger roars back after 11 years. What a moment. Why are you laughing?
Why is it Fergie joins Man U to face
He's coming with you to watch the game.
He does that all the time, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he's doing it.
Okay, well. I don't know, it deserves special mention.
Okay.
I mean, guys, give us a break. I mean, I'm sure it's what, 1-0.
So is it criticism?
Anything could happen.
But is it criticism? If you say Fergie is joining
we just need small
When are they playing the second leg? Tomorrow?
It's today.
I
Today.
mean, I don't understand why
They
you're crying.
won by how many goals the first one?
You know, Chelsea lost 2-0 yesterday. Was it 2 days
Is that
ago?
your answer to the question?
Yeah. You'll be coming there.
Sure. Madam, your grandfather is coming to visit you to watch the game. Be happy. Enjoy. All right. My media walk attracts more sponsors, and MTN explains golf support. That is all on the back page of the Daily Guide. Dispatch real quick. A banner headline: He solved electoral feuds between Nana and Mahama. I suppose they're talking about Otumfuo. He says Otumfuo reveals how he solved electoral feuds between Nana and Mahama. Some of us happen to have a bit of inside information about this. Here in the newsroom, we picked up some information about this during the elections. So, yeah. Achim, historian, tells his own story at British Council tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. More excerpts from Emil Short Commission report on Ayawaso West Wuogon by-election. And EC to be dragged to Supreme Court over assembly elections, all on the front page. And I suppose, there's one more story on the back. The road in the town that hosts 3 mining companies. That story continues, and it's actually taken from myjoyonline.com, and it's on the back page of the Dispatch. That's it.
Walker.
All right, so we have to... Walker.
Yeah, walk us through it.
Right. My teachers call me that. All right, so let's go through the custodian. Let's walk you through the custodian. We have NSA, that's the National Sports Authority Board Chair. Punches Sleeping Normalization Committee. And then we have government commits 195 million Ghana cedis to tackle floods. We're resolving power outages after downpour PDS. Majority leader decries partisanship after AWW violence. And it was a world war. So we have the Ghanaian Times, that's on the front page. Government allocates 197 million Ghana cedis to contain floods. Stories on page 17 of the paper has an attached picture of the Sanitation and Water Resources Minister, Madam Cecilia Abenadapa, former member of Parliament also for Bantama, will distribute infrastructural projects equitably according to the President. And he's been making a tour of the Western region. 5 persons, including military couple, die. 2 others missing after Sunday's downpour. This tragic incident. Yeah. I think those will be for the newspapers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, this bit about an amount of 197 million being allocated. So what is interesting is that it's Cecilia Dapa, who is in charge of sanitation, who is making this known. But the money is actually, if you read the story, is to the Works and Housing. Apparently, they have the responsibility for flooding. Flooding is under the Works and Housing Ministry. So that's where this figure is going into. It will be good for us, I guess, in the coming days to first of all find out if this money has been released. Like if you say has been, do they have it to do what sort of work exactly? How is that going to help what we are faced with today? I guess those are the things that I'm interested in. I see the figure 197 million, all right, but where is the money? What exactly is the money going to be used for?
You remember the Road Safety one? The first one was 6 million, that was last year. And this year, all of a sudden, have 1 billion for 3 years. Yeah.
So this is all well and nice in terms of the figure, but we know the challenges. We know we've heard these things before, right?
So I need some clarification. You know, there was some money that came from South America somewhere when President Mahama was in office to sort of redo all of our drains or something like that. Some 700 million. Yeah.
The money was supposed
is it
to. That's the cost of the Accra Sanitation.
Is it that it never came? The money, we never received it. Is that it?
No, it didn't come.
Oh, I see. Why not?
It didn't come through at all?
Yeah.
Or we have to track?
No.
Why didn't it come through? What happened?
I don't know. It just didn't come through because I know for a fact that the project that was supposed to have been 700 million by last year had shot up to about 1.5. Is the Accra Sanitation Improvement Project to build an eco park along the Odo and some of those.
But I would like to know why the money didn't come. I mean, look, under Atta Mills there was this 3 billion Chinese loan. It never came in the end. We ended up paying the Chinese.
1 billion came. It's a component that was used for the refinery.
Yes. So we didn't get 3 billion, but we paid them a hell of a lot of money because we missed some of the conditions. You know, and it's so idiotic to go and borrow money from someone and end up the money, you don't get the money, but you end up paying the person, you know, millions.
We signed to the agreement.
Comes with conditions.
Ratified it in Parliament.
Yes, so that's it. That's
There's
what's idiotic about it. That's what's idiotic about it. We went to sign a deal for a loan that we could end up paying the person we are borrowing money from rather than the other way around. But anyway, that has happened. And no one has really asked questions about who went to sign that law because that caused financial loss to the state. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we can't make that case in court.
To prosecute somebody.
Absolutely. Now we have the 700 million that was supposed to come. It didn't come. Why not? What did we do or what did they do? Why did it not come?
To get facilities, I believe, and some financing, it's also subject to negotiations and what you say.
No, but they announced it. They announced that this deal has been done and this money will come. If it didn't come, why not? Shouldn't we get an explanation? Especially since it rains and every time it rains people die. Shouldn't somebody explain to us why the solution which was supposed to have been implemented years ago, never got implemented. Don't we deserve that explanation? I mean, honestly, it's sickening. Yesterday, after hearing about this accident and going there to see how it all happened, I mean, the sheer ridiculousness of it. We have a hole in the middle of the motorway that will drop you into a waterway. And it's not protected. And we are fine with it. At a certain point, we should be allowed. Doesn't matter who you are, whether you are a politician or a journalist, you should be allowed to just say, this is ridiculous. You should be allowed. And nobody should attempt to contradict you just for the purpose of playing politics. Wrong is wrong. The thing is right there in the middle of the motorway, the center, Usiho, and people, this is the second time that a car has fallen into that thing. There was a bumper floating in the water that does not belong to the car that fell in yesterday. How did that bumper get?
This is the second time this year or when?
No, second time on record. Okay, so this is the level we are at right now. First of all, it's bad enough that as for us, when it rains, people die. Look, this whole world, do you know where it rains the most? The rainforest. Amazon, what's it called? And Inca tribes have lived there for centuries. They are still living there with no technology, no development. When it rains, they live. But here in Ghana, when it rains, we die. So what are we saying? We are less developed than those people?
Were we expecting,
next year will be about 7,
were we expecting
6,
the president to make some comments on the floods, the lives that we lost? Because there are some people on social media who disagreed that he made comments on the Notre Dame Cathedral fire all the way in Paris and didn't make a statement on what had happened in our country.
Well, Notre Dame is very historic.
Look, the president.
This one is not historic.
The president used to be the president used to be foreign affairs minister. Allow.
Okay. Me, I'm only asking an innocent
Sometimes
question,
muscle memory makes you do things like you are in your previous job.
Okay. Because there are people who are reminding
do you
us
know
that.
But wait, before you come in, where you went to? I've been accustomed to using the motorway every day of my life. I use it sometimes 3-4 times in a day. And I can say that even for those who are used to the road, they encounter disasters each and every day. Why we haven't been able to re-engineer that road, I don't know why.
A contract has been awarded apparently to do it.
Right.
So,
and if you see the original intention of the motorway and the population sprawl at the time that it was built, it was not meant to serve motorists the way it's serving motorists currently, because now we have residences, people who have built factories or industrial zones around the motorway. Here lies the case, we have people who crisscross that motorway each day. Their lives constantly are in danger. Some are hit. I see it constantly when I'm driving. At least in a month I'll see 1 or 2. And how our engineers will not be in a position to do what is right by themselves and for that road, I don't know. It beats my imagination.
Anyway, let me make a very quick call. The fact that the deaths in this in the rain is not the only thing that the president hasn't commented on. Since August, girls have been disappearing from Takoradi. You know the president hasn't said a word about it. Not a word. And you got to ask yourself, what does it mean? I mean, it doesn't have to be on a public podium. It doesn't have to call a press conference to talk about it. But a tweet, the president can't manage a tweet for the families of these girls who have been missing, one of them at least since August. Honestly. Anyway, it's one of the many things we are campaigning on. The other thing that we're campaigning on is to disband party militia. And there is a new law that has been put out. Well, it's proposed by the Attorney General and the instructions of the President. And there's a lot we can learn from it. We should take a bit of time to do that today, shouldn't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's have a look. Right, well, let's look at some of the highlights of this law. It talks about how the increase in the use of land guards and its attendant violence across the country is another worrying phenomenon, and that it threatens the right to own property, lives and liberty. There have been countless cases where property owners have been bullied out of their property because of the use of land guards by certain citizens. In other cases, there have been deaths, and this is an issue that this bill seeks to address. So they say it's necessary to outlaw the use of land guards, and they say the bill acknowledges the right of a property owner to protect property with justifiable force, but nothing more than that. The bill also looks at the need to ensure that citizens are not deterred from coming together to protect lives and property within their neighborhood or community, as well as preventing crimes from being committed. And again, these things are creating a certain grey area. It needs to be clarified before this bill is passed. All right. Right, so they say, they say they're outlawing land guards, but of course they will allow, or they will not stand in the way of citizens who are protecting lives and property within their neighborhood or community.
All right, so there you have it, and we will try, no, it's not that we'll try, we're committed to helping you all understand what's in this particular bill every day on the AM show. But you know, the project that we're talking about, I just got a reminder of the name, the Conti projects, the one with the money that we don't know what happened, why we didn't get it, why we're still here today. But we should certainly track the 197 million. That is what is current, right?
Yeah. I know, and that was a question that was asked on the floor of Parliament in 2017 by Deputy Minister of Local Government Rural Development, Obiamwa, about where the cash was. It's not exactly 700, I think 600 and something, close to 700. Wanted to know the whereabouts, etc.
All right, the last thing we do before we bring in sports is to give you the weather updates, obviously because of what's been happening. At least if we know, then we can take our personal precautions, right? So here we go. They say it will be misty, so misty conditions and foggy patches are expected over forest and coastal areas this morning. Where are the forest and coastal areas, guys? You know, this whole meteo language. Can we break it down? Western region.
Areas around the western region.
So the coastal areas are, we know the coastal areas.
The forest region, so you can get some in the eastern
Accra, Volta region. Who is on the coast, right? No, which one is on the coast? Keta, and so forth.
Okay,
right.
So the entire
we know where the forests are. Sorry.
Okay, the entire country is expected to be sunny as the day progresses. Thunderstorms and rains are expected over few places throughout the sectors later in the evening. So they say throughout the sectors later in the evening, thunderstorms. So we have to figure out where the sectors are, right? But that's your weather update this morning. That's what we got from the Meteorological Agency. Stay with us, we'll bring you sports next.